Hey everybody. Hey, so I want to start today's new little teaching just by challenging an assumption that I believe that all of us carry, including myself. All of us carry the assumption that we believe we can't do something because we're not that kind of person. That we believe like I can't play guitar because I'm not musical. I can't draw because I'm not artistic. I can't do math because I'm not a math person. And guys, like I've said this and believed this for a long time too. Like, and specifically for me, like I can't do marketing because I'm not a marketing person. I have said this for years, literally probably 4 to 5 years I've said this. But then I realized something just recently. Is anybody born a marketer? Are any babies marketers? Do any babies know how to market things? No, right? No. No babies know how to market things. And so why am I believing that because I'm not that kind of person, I can't learn how to do something? Because that just doesn't make any sense. Every person who's a marketer was a baby who knew nothing, right? I'm looking at my little baby girl and I'm like, well, you don't know anything about anything. And so then it made me think, wait, at one point I didn't know anything about anything, and here I am, and I know things now by going and learning them. So here's my point. I constantly disqualify myself from learning new skills because I think people just have more talent than me, when really they just have more practice than me. That's the reality. And all of us do this, that we're constantly disqualifying ourselves from new skills because we think people just have more talent than us when really they just have more practice. And here's why it matters. It means that anyone can learn anything. Okay, like I'm not a dancer, but I can learn how to dance. I can learn how to lead an organization. I can learn marketing. I can learn how to be a great father, how to be a great husband. I can learn any of these things, even if I'm not naturally talented in the area. So why don't we? Like, what is blocking us from learning these things that are helpful and we would like to learn in our lives? What is blocking us? Because something is blocking us from engaging this, from recognizing, wait, I can learn anything. I don't have to be talented. That there are two things: it's self-defeat, and we don't know how. Self-defeat. So before we even get started, we'll defeat ourselves by believing that because we can't do something now, we never can. But obviously, everything you do now, you have learned because you were a baby once who knew nothing and couldn't do anything. You couldn't even lift your head. And so just because we can't do something now doesn't mean we never can. We are constantly learning throughout our entire lives. Even if you look a year ago to what you could do a year ago, it's changed. You've learned more. Then there's the objection of talent. Well, I'm not talented in that area. I'm not artistic, so I can't draw. This is a great one. I think this is a great example. A lot of people say this, and I would even say this, but it's just actually not true because talent matters, but not nearly as much as we think it does. That like talent only accounts for maybe 10% of a skill, and that's it, just 10%. The other 90 is practice, is learning. It's practice. If you look at anybody who is a talented musician or artist, most likely what happened is that when they were a kid, somebody noticed, oh, they have some natural talent, like they can draw. Let's give them more pencils, give them more crayons, encourage them to draw more, draw more, draw more. And they just practiced a ton as a kid because they had so much free time. They just practiced a ton as a kid until they became somebody who we would say is very talented. They're actually not very talented. They're a little talented and very practiced, right? That's the reality. And so if that's the reality, then I can practice. Like if I wanted to draw, guys, if I wanted to draw, I really believe I could go and watch videos or whatever, get somebody to teach me, and I could become an adequate drawer if I wanted to. If I wanted to invest the time to do that, I could do that, even though I don't really think I have any natural talent in that area. So talent matters, but not as much as we think it does. Talent affects two things. It affects our speed and our distance. Our speed, how quickly we can learn a skill, and then our distance, how far we can go in that skill. No matter how much time and effort I put into drawing, I will never be a master at it. I won't, because one, I won't probably ever get enough practice to get there, and two, I'm just limited by my talent. We all have limits, and we recognize that we have limits, but just because we can't become a master in something doesn't mean we can't get pretty good at something, right? So again, we just constantly disqualify ourselves and self-defeat ourselves. We won't become an expert in every skill. We'll only become experts in like maybe one or two things in our lives that we have natural talent in. But here's the secret. You can be better than like 90% of humanity at a skill before you hit your ceiling, because almost everybody stops before they even start. And so if we just take that out of the equation and say, for me with marketing, I'm likely not a naturally talented marketer. I'm not a big personality. I'm not I don't usually own rooms when I walk into them with my large personality. Like I think that I'm engaging and I can talk to people, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm not a spectacle kind of person. That's okay though. I can learn a lot about marketing to get very far before I hit that ceiling. So that's our self-defeat. I hope that I've convinced you to not walk in self-defeat and just believe that because I can't do something now or because I'm not talented, I can't ever do this thing. So here's the second thing. We have self-defeat and we don't know how. Don't know how? Guys, this is like the easiest thing to solve, but sometimes we just need somebody to show us the tools of how to do it. So here I have a 5-step process so you can use this to learn any skill and to probably get to like intermediate or even expert in any skill by following this and just repeating it. It's just this process over time repeated. So, okay, number 1, what are the 5 steps? 1, name your desired skill. What do you want to learn? So drawing, Excel, accounting, marketing, violin, emotional intelligence. All these things are learned things. What skill do you want to learn? Pick the skill. You want to name it. Number 2, pick the format. What is your favorite way to learn? Do you learn best from books, from somebody teaching you, somebody asking a ton of questions, going to a classroom, an online class, there are podcasts, videos, going to the Chamber of Commerce, college courses, having a mentor, a consultant, networking with people, over email, or just observing people. Guys, there are so many ways you can learn stuff. I just gave you a nice long list of all the different ways you can do it. Pick what you want to learn, pick the format. Then pick the resource. So you know what format works best for you. If it's books, you know books work best for you. That's what it is for me. Then you want to pick the resource. So first I'm going to go skill, I'm going to go format, resource. So I know I want a book. What book do I want? Here's a trick for you of how to find the right resource for the skill that you want to learn. Just Google this. Best book for marketing dummies, Reddit. Or marketing beginners, Reddit. Or you could say best class for marketing beginners, Reddit. And then you'll get a ton of recommendations from people of here's what you could go do. A quick note, if you are a dummy, right, there are these different levels of knowledge. There's beginner, intermediate, expert, but underneath beginner is dummy, where you don't even know what you don't know, and you think like, is there really that much to learn? Like if I was learning the guitar, is there really that much to learn with the guitar? You don't even know you're looking down this dark hallway, and there are doors that you could walk through to learn different things, but you don't even know what the doors are. If that is you when it comes to a skill, you just know nothing, then do this Google search, pick anything. Pick literally anything, and it will be like the most genius resource you have ever read. Happens to me every time. When I know nothing about a topic and I go read one book, I'm like, Molly, this is the best book I've ever read on this subject. And it is, because I've read nothing before. And then it starts showing you the doors that exist that you could walk through, right? Every one of these topics is probably really, really large, but they seem really small when you're at the beginning, because you're above the waterline of this iceberg and you just see the tiny tip and you're like, I think I see everything. Then you dip below the waterline and you're like, oh wow, like there's a lot here that I do not know. So with marketing, I have never felt dumber than I do now, because now I know how much I didn't know. Because I read 2 or 3 books on it, right? Not even that much. The other thing, if you're a dummy, that is so helpful, is if you can find somebody who is doing or is an expert on the skill that you're interested in. Get 1 hour of their time, come with a list of questions prepared, write 10 questions. I guarantee you, if you write 10 questions, you're not going to get through all 10. Make the questions really good, juicy questions. Not like, where did you grow up? No, like ask them, what resources did you use? What do you think that, based on my situation, what would you recommend I go learn? Where do I go? What topics should I explore? asking these kind of questions will get you so far because this person, people love doing this. They love helping other people and sharing their knowledge with other people. Everybody loves to share their knowledge. Nobody is like, oh, why is this person asking so many questions? Because it is the easiest conversation in the world for them to have, first off, because they're just coming off their brain. They need to do no preparation, and you just show up with questions, and they're just really helpful. And then they'll probably follow up with you in a few weeks and be like, hey, how did it go? Because they want you to succeed. People want other people to succeed, almost always, right? Like that is the reality. Most people want other people to succeed. So if you are looking for a resource and you're in the dummy phase, if you can find a person and ask them a ton of questions, do that because that will get you so far, so fast. Okay, so we have step 1, pick the topic, pick the format, pick the resource. Number 4, retain the knowledge. You will forget 90% of what you learn in 1 year's time. So just write it down. Like take the extra hour and write it down. If you read a book, do an outline of the book, save it. Because then a year from now, you'll be like, what was that I read like a year ago? Because you will forget. I guarantee you will forget. But go back and it will jog all of those memories and get you back on the right path again. So just take the extra time. You can do this in a few different ways. You can have notes on your phone. You can have handwritten notes. You could type notes. You could do voice memo notes. I would just recommend getting them digital in some way because it will be helpful for the next step and then also helpful for organizing. So if you do handwritten or voice memo, you can upload those things to some sort of AI like ChatGPT to make it digital so that you could store it for later. So what do? I do notes on my phone, but I do this like stream of consciousness thing. I don't make it organized. I don't make it look nice. I just kind of like dump it all in there. Then I take that and put that into ChatGPT. I say, make this look nice and organized. It does. Then I use that and save that for forever after that. That's kind of my process, and it's worked really, really well for me. The other side benefit is it allows you to consume a lot more information faster because your brain doesn't need to try to remember anything because you just consume, dump. And so you can actually get through a lot of information faster because you're not trying to retain everything and getting overwhelmed with the information. Your brain doesn't need to retain it because your notes are going to retain it. And then you can get a lot more great, juicy information faster rather than trying to keep it all in your head. So that's step 4, retain the knowledge. Step 5, this is where you supercharge it. You share the knowledge, okay? For maximum benefit, be a shortcut to other people. You know, when you were a dummy and you went and asked somebody a million questions over an hour, do that for somebody else. Because one, for your benefit, it's going to make you lock in your knowledge much more than just having it in your head. When you teach something, it always locks in the information more than just having it in your head. So share with others. The second thing is that we just want to go further, faster together, right? Like we don't want it to take as long for other people to get where we got to. It doesn't need to. Guys, I like to remind people this is not school. There is no cheating. That's not a thing. In school, it's like you must do your own work. You can't copy anybody else. The real world is not like that at all. Look at what people who are doing great are doing and copy them. And they will be happy that you copied them. Like they are willing and eager to give all of their secrets away if you just ask. It's shocking to me actually that if you just ask questions, people will tell you so much stuff. And so this doesn't need to be like school. You don't need to keep your work to yourself. Just share it, right? You can go to lunch with someone, let them drill you questions. Create a teaching like this. Share your notes with people. Share the resources with people that you use to get where you are. That is so valuable. Say, hey, read these 3 books and you'll learn a lot on the subject. That will get people so much further, so much faster. Okay, to wrap up. I hope I made it clear that we can learn anything. That we're not locked into just the things that we know now because we came out of the womb knowing absolutely nothing. So we can learn a lot more than we think we can. That talent also only makes about 10% of a skill. The other 90% is learning, is the work of learning. It's practice. That somebody who has more skill than you in an area, maybe 10% of his talent, and the rest is practice. Anybody can practice. Not anybody can have talent. But talent just decides our distance and our speed. It doesn't decide if we are even capable of something. How do we learn? We learn through 5 steps. picking a topic, picking a format or resource, retaining the knowledge, and then lastly, sharing. We have those 5 steps. So I hope that all of this has helped you realize that, yeah, you can learn anything and to share it with others. Because like I said earlier, we all go further, faster together through learning. And as our business expands, it's going to expose more and more weaknesses in our business, in ourselves, where we need to learn. So if we want to keep moving forward together, we got to go further, faster by learning things, sharing them with other people, and growing all together. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions or would like to discuss more, just let me know. I'm always happy to talk about this stuff. Okay, thanks.